tell me this art isn't a work of art. I don't even know what I just said, but that's how beautiful this card art is. Broly just floating there looks so sick. I will be referring to this card as LR Broly, by the way. It's just Cope on my end, so don't really worry about that. If it's Trunks and Broly, I don't care. It's LR Broly. And I only see Broly in this card, okay? So just let me eat. Let me cope a little bit. Now, when it comes to this video, thank you for being here, by the way. I appreciate you coming through. If I sound sick, I'm sorry, because, you know, allergies and asthma don't really make a great combination. For those of you that know, you know. We do finally have the card information for LR Broly. Yeah, LR Broly. I almost said Trunks here, but it's not Trunks. It's just LR Broly. And in this video, I just want to go over what I really need to see this character do once they actually EZA, as well as clear up a little confusion about this character's kit that many people don't really seem to understand, which is fair because, you know, people learn things about this game 3, 4, 5 years into it, right? I'm also a victim of that as well. You would think that you know everything about Dokkan until one day someone tells you, hey, actually, this is how it really works. And then boom, you're a little bit smarter. So I'm going to explain that in this video as well. Also, if you feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like. Road to 61K. Also, thank you again for love and support. And let me know what other OST you'd like to hear. Let me actually go back to this OST because it's the LR Broly OST, right? Is it going to work? Beautiful. Yeah, let me know what other OST you'd like to hear in the next video, and if that comment gets the most likes, or if I just really like that OST, I'll play it for you in the next video. Let's move into this one. So, LR Broly here, this is already what he does, which I'm pretty sure you're aware already of what he does. So let's just go ahead and talk about what I really want to see him, I guess, get once his character EZAs. And I know I've said this in the past, I am not a fan of characters getting EZAs immediately. And it seems like this character is not, like, far away from an EZA. This kit here doesn't seem like an LR kit to me, even a free-to-play one. This seems like a kit that's going to get an EZA within the next 2 months or so. So when that actually happens, I'm telling you right now, this is what I personally want to see. And I'll explain everything. But the one confusing part about this kit is changes a random type of key sphere to rainbow key spheres if the character is the first or third attacker at the start of a turn. So essentially, the way this works is, again, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to breathe here, but if LR Broly, if you load into a fight and you know how your characters kind of like float in and that initial, you know, start of turn, if Broly appears in the first or third slot of that, you will have that rainbow orb change ability. If he appears in the second slot, then he won't have that ability. So to make sure, or to ensure that you get that rainbow orb change, what you want to do is always have Broly in the second or third slot of any rotation. So let's say, for example, you load into a fight and Broly's in the second slot, right? He loads in the second slot. That means you do not have the rainbow orb change ability. But moving forward, if you keep him in the second or third slot, when he rotates back in, he will be again in the first or, of course, in the third slot. If you keep a character in the first slot, that first slot character will reappear in the second slot the next time they're on rotation, just for you to keep that in mind, right? I actually have the game open, but I can't really plug it in, so I think I won't be able to show it. But essentially, again, it's like, just, I don't want anyone to be confused. So when you load into a rotation, if you have a character in the first slot and you keep him in the first slot, the next time that character comes back, they will be in the second slot. So make sure to have this Trunks in the second or third slot, so that way when they come back, they'll be in the first or third, if you know, that makes sense. All right, just to continue here, this character also gets buffs with every rainbow orb obtained. And I'm not going to lie, this buff isn't necessarily too convincing. Like, it's not like, oh my god, let me go out of my way to get these rainbow orbs. Because 20% attack, of course, is very good. This character stat is also very high, right? Especially the defense of this character is extremely high. So, you know, this character is not bad. This LR Broly is not bad at all, right? But definitely can use some tweaks and even a stronger, you know, per rainbow orb key sphere obtained ability in their kit. Let me just show you what I did, okay? So I didn't really change the leader skill at all. I didn't change the super attacks or even the active skill. I think all that stuff is fine. It's just the base kit that I kind of want to change. So here I gave 5 key and 120% of stats. This is a free-to-play character, so I don't really see a reason. An LR Broly having 5 keys overflowing. I mean, let's be a little real here, okay? I'm fine. I think 5 key and 120% just base sort of turn is perfect, okay? Then I did changes to random types of key spheres to rainbow key spheres if this character is in the first or third attacker in the turn. So it's not just one rainbow key sphere, because, you know, it's happened to me many times where I have a character on the turn who changes a rainbow key sphere, and I can still barely get 2 of them, right? Or 3 of them. But if you can change 2 type of key spheres into rainbow, you're almost guaranteeing yourself at least 2 to 3 to maybe even 4, maybe even 5 rainbow key spheres. So it's one of those things where it's like, the more rainbow key spheres you have, the stronger this character is going to look. And to complement that, I gave him 2 key. I kept the attack the same, because I feel like this Broly, again, this character isn't really struggling on their offensive side. I feel like they could use a little bit extra defense. So I gave a little extra attack there. Of course, an extra 20% to actually both stats, not just attack. But I kept their attack the same. Now, keep in mind that even though their attack is the same, now that they're going to be able to access more rainbow key spheres, they're actually going to be hitting harder, right? Because you're getting more rainbow key spheres on average compared to if it was only 1 rainbow key sphere. So even though I left the attack the same, you're going to be hitting a little harder. And defense plus 40% per rainbow key sphere obtained. So if you collect 2 rainbow key spheres, you're going to be at an extra 4 key, 40% to attack, and 80% to defense. And I feel like this is definitely this is exactly what we need to see if we have a character who's changing orbs but also wants to get those orbs. Because we have many characters in the game who can benefit from rainbow orbs. So it's like, if you're going to change rainbow orbs and you're going to have an ability to benefit when you collect them, that ability better be really good. And I feel like this is perfect for a character like this. Launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super attack. I feel like... did I say I feel like? I felt like increasing this from medium to high is also a great thing to do. Now, great chance of performing critical hit is definitely really strong. Again, for a free-to-play character who is dependent on these rainbow key spheres, I felt like changing this from a high to great chance was okay. Keep in mind that if you don't get any, let's say a really bad RNG turn, you don't get any rainbow orbs. This character is literally just going to be at 5 key and 120% the stats. That's it. So when you're considering this character's absolute worst at the start of turn, or let's say for example, excuse me, let's say for example they float in or they enter the turn at the 2nd slot, then you're really going to hope that this part of their passive really kicks in, because if not, you can have a really bad experience. Remember that they're raising a defense on super, so this is one of those things where it's like, just in case, excuse me again, just in case nothing, or the wow, I can't speak, dude. It's weird because like my throat hurts and like my chest is hurting, and when I try to speak, like my jaw's in pain. I'm struggling, dude. Let me refocus here. Let me damn, dude. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through this. So the reason why I increased this to high and this to great is just in case you have a really bad RNG turn here, you'll still have the ability to perform multiple super attacks and for those to actually hit pretty hard as well. Then I gave him 26% to damage reduction, just baseline. I felt like he deserved... It's Broly, dude. Okay? Broly. LR Broly. Alright? He doesn't take damage in real life, so I feel like giving him some base damage reduction of 26% is not bad at all. And of course, the number is very specific for a specific reason. And the reason why I did that is because here, he gets 8% damage reduction with each super attack performed. So if he performs 3 super attacks, 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus 26 is 50%. So on a really great rotation, you can have 50% damage reduction after this character attacks. And I kept everything else the same, except I increased this from 31 to 40%. So it was, what, 31% before? Yeah. It was 31%. Now it is 40%. So this character could, with a lot of rainbow orb changing and really great RNG, this character could explode in terms of power. Baseline 120 is obviously very low, but think about it like this, right? This character enters the turn. They collect, let's say, 3 rainbow key spheres. You're at 100. You're at essentially 60% to attack on top of 120. That's 180% to attack, right? The first time you super attack, you now have two different instances of 40% to attack applied to you, plus the regular, 20% or 30% from the raising attack buff. Another super attack is increasing your attack from here again, but also from here again. And then another, it's going to bleed into each other, and it's going to make this character hit very, very, very hard. So I think 40% here is fine. An extra 20% here is fine. And then leaving this attack the same, but increasing this stuff here, I think is also fine as well. So let me know what you think. Sorry again for all the coughing and wheezing. I'm trying to get through this, but it is what it is. And yeah, again, this is definitely one of my favorite arts in the game. LR Bro looks absolutely insane. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace.